So today I'm going to talk about book recital, Suzuki book recital, but you can apply it to any other completion of repertoire and book. I've been asked by a colleague on Facebook. She wanted to hear what is there to say about book recital and so on. So let's see. When I was a young Suzuki teacher, I did not do book recitals. I believe I was overwhelmed and not sure that I know how to help a student reach level of mastery, how to help a child obtain this fluency in playing all the pieces in one book. And also, I guess I wasn't sure when a student is ready to perform and what steps should I, as a teacher, take in order to prepare the student. But as I grow older and a bit more experienced in being a Suzuki teacher, I could see and feel the huge benefits and advantages of working towards a book recital. Nowadays, every student is doing a book recital, or sometimes we call it book graduation recital, in every book of the repertoire. So from book 1 to book 7, every book is being celebrated by playing all the pieces in the best way the child can play. Now, just bear in mind that because Suzuki method is promoting review and teaching children and the parents how to review, what to look for in the review, and so forth, book recital is actually working as a wonderful signpost and a wonderful catalyst for and motivation for reviewing. And children learn how important it is to review because they know that one day, when they will be able to play all the pieces beautifully, securely, and musically, they will perform them, which is a wonderful idea and a wonderful motivation for them not to lose any piece. So usually a book recital is happening a long time after the child has finished the book. Just to give you some example, book 1 recital will not happen before at least halfway through book 2. So it's not that by the time while the child is working towards the graduation recital, we are not continuing to learn new pieces, not at all. We always have a new piece which we are polishing, and review pieces. And the review pieces are the pieces that we bring to a standard of a high performance. How do we know that the piece is ready? A piece is ready not when a child cannot make mistakes. We all know this very common statement that a child will say in the lesson, but I could play it so well at home. And usually they're right. I'm sure they could play it much better at home. It's a different setting at home, a different comfort zone. Once you are not completely in your comfort zone or in the place that you are very accustomed to play, or you're tired, or you're hungry, or you're thirsty, or you think that somebody actually is listening with critical ears, or you develop this inner voice that tells you that you can't do it now, and so on and so on. We all know these voices, these inner voices. And when you're not at your best, then you make a mistake. But you can understand because you've done so well at home. So I always tell my students, a piece is mastered not when you can play it without mistake. A piece is mastered when you can make it play it wrong. And under the wrong will come beautiful sound, good tempo, character of the piece, being able to express not just what the composer wanted, but how you feel while you're playing, and so on. So every piece of the book, in every book, is being mastered. And when I feel that most of the pieces are getting to a level of performance, then we set a date and we say, how about we do a rehearsal on such and such date? The student comes to the lesson then and plays all the pieces. The pieces that are good and they don't need to have extra work. We just tick them or put a star to be kept in a good shape. And other pieces, I will give feedback and ways of how to play and practice what needs to be practiced. And then we have another rehearsal week. With the time, the students know actually how to distinguish between readiness and not very much readiness. So I will actually ask later on the child, do you feel that you're ready to have a rehearsal? And usually, to my delight, children have higher standards that sometimes we adults in the program, teachers and parents, will have. A child will say, no, I'm not really ready. I need to work more. If I see that working more is maybe an excuse to procrastinate and not do the work, or maybe the child is dreading the thought of needing to do the recital and so on, then I will very lovingly encourage to, how about you do it, you play for me half of the book today or next week. So I will not leave it solely in the hands of the students, but it depends who the student is and what are the reasons and the agenda for not wanting to do the rehearsal lesson. The advantages is that the child has got a motivation to go to do review in a deep sense. Review in order to deepen the musicality, deepen the level of performance, deepen the way that the child actually is acting at the instrument. A piano, in my case, but it will be any other instrument that you teach. This is one. Two, the ability to perform in front of audience, and it can be a small audience or a big audience, is very precious. Because of a busy schedule, I always do my graduation recitals in the lesson. So a child is always welcome to invite as many guests that he or she wants. And we also invite the students, the studio students. I put a note on the notice board. I send an email to all the students and invite everybody to the recital of such and such on such and such day and hour. Then when the people come, the child will introduce the pieces. I will talk a little bit about the child. And then at the end of the recital, I will give the child a certificate that says such and such has finished his book, Suzuki Book 2, Suzuki Book 3, and has performed his or her recital. And sometimes flowers will come with this, sometimes will come chocolate, and pictures and celebrations and actually adoration and appreciation of people who come to celebrate with the child. So it has, even though it's in the lesson, it has this feel of celebration, acknowledgement of achievement. people who come to listen to these recitals, and they're not Suzuki families, so outside guests, are always so impressed by the fact that the child can play so many pieces. Because the recital really contains all the pieces of the book. And think of the great benefit of a child being able to hold a space and play in front of the audience, regardless of the size of the audience. Such a long program. Pretty amazing. And when a child does it from book one, it just gets easier and easier. Because as we know in Suzuki method, the law of ability that Shinichi Suzuki has coined means that every book is going to be easier because the ability to learn has been developed. So I wish you enjoyment, fulfillment, and celebration in doing your book recital. If you have any questions, please forward them to my website, www.zohararotem.com. And you're more than welcome to feedback also on my Facebook page. This is Zohara Rotem page. And we will see you there. Bye for now.